Hello Libra, welcome to your 2026 or January 2026 reading. I hope this reading finds you well. Right, it's been big energies, hasn't it? We've been navigating through. So just before we get started, welcome to the Guidance Corner, and my name's Christelle. Thank you so much for being here. Welcomed in Spirit as well. Thank you, Spirit, for being here. So Libra, with the first messages, as I connect to your energy and I shuffle the cards and I tap into your energy, I got the message for these January readings too, with these let go cards. Just as I shuffle, not to look at them because all the images on them are different, and not to look at them as I shuffle them, and then when I pause them, the first card on the top of the deck is going to have a message for you. And I've been finding them really interesting, and they have all been working in so well with the tarot and the oracle card, so it's wonderful. The first thing I noticed on this card, Libra, was this energy here, this light, this dot. And I think your words are going to be very important in January. And the words is what we say to others, but also our thoughts. You know, our thoughts are words to ourselves. You know, some of us talk to ourselves aloud. Some of us, we just talk to ourselves in our mind. So this is very much your thoughts, and your words are going to be very, very important. Look at what you say to others. Look at what you say to yourself, because there's a sense here that it's a little bit hidden. What you're going to discover was a little bit hidden from you. You're going to come to some kind of awareness that you just didn't quite put your finger on before. And I feel like there's this gentle joy on her face. Her expression feels like, oh, yes. I'm getting the words, oh, I get it. And I like that she has her eyes closed, Libra, because there's this sense that you don't need to see anything. It's the words and the thoughts that will be talking to you in this month of January. That's where the spotlight's going to be. You know, Libra, I just got as well, maybe your thoughts and your words, or maybe even other people's words. You don't know their thoughts, but other people's words are going to demonstrate that actions and words don't match. There's a discrepancy between them. And Spirit's saying, close your eyes, don't look at the actions, listen to the words. And if this is you, listen to your thoughts. You know, you might be telling people one thing, but your thoughts are guiding you down a very different path. So how could this translate, Libra? The message that I'm getting is that some of you might go, yes, you know what, I'm made for this job, I want this job, I've been working towards it all my life, it is going to be the best. But in your mind you're kind of going, oh well, yeah, it is. It's almost like you're telling people what you're trying to talk yourself into, but your thoughts will reveal a different scenario, a different commentary, if you like. That's a very interesting card. I'm very much looking forward to seeing, I'm going to pop this down here so we can remember to refer back to it, but I'm very interesting to see what your cards are now. Thank you, Spirit. What messages do you have for Libra for January 2026? Oh my goodness. I mean, I'm still filming these in December, but 2026. I feel like I've been waiting for 2026 for a while. What are we taking, Spirit? and shuffle one more. Okay. Thank you. Oh, thank you. I don't know why, but I feel like 2026 has been a year that I just have been wanting to get to. I might live to regret that, actually. Because I don't think that 2026 is going to be, I think it's going to be a very pivotal year, but I don't know that it's going to be this savior year. It will, because it's going to change the world, change the way we do things as we build new foundations. But there's something that's going to be quite beautiful in that. How are we taking these cards? Thank you, Spirit. And they want me to flip it. Oh my gosh, look at all these pentacles to start off with. Wow. Oh my goodness. Okay, Libra, I like this needs mentioning. This is massive. You have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 pentacles out of 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 cards. 7. Jeepers. I almost need to just sit and look at that. How are we taking these? Yep, thank you, Spirit. Oh, this is interesting. Use your anger. Libra, if you have Virgo in your chart in a prominent position, go listen to their reading. Their reading was very much about harnessing the fire energy. No, but Libra, I've also just realized that, gosh, the pentacles are your energy, isn't it? It's the earth, that earth energy. Thank you, Spirit. I'll pop that up there. Whatever's happening in January with all these pentacles is going to be very much in playing out in the tangible world. And I think that's why there's almost a sense of this energy so earth, and you are an earth energy. And there's almost a sense of, you know what? You need to tap into some other energy. And it's funny because our throat chakra is, I see it as being ruled by Mercury, because Mercury is the communication planet. And it's very much an air energy, okay? And I really want to say, you know, Virgo is an air sign, so go listen to their reading, because I think there's going to be messages in there that really assist you. And I think it's all got to do with this fire. But there's a sense here with this card that I really, really love. It's almost like we operate in this reality, this physical world, but there's a sense that there are other aspects to our reality than this physicality. And there's almost a sense that can you do your day-to-day in this physical world, but still being mindful of the other realms, the fire energy, the water energy, the air energy, because that can tap into, you know, spirit and emotions, and, you know, it comes back to what people are telling you. There's almost a sense here, looking at this King of Pentacles, I'm kind of getting the sense that you're taking things at face value, but I don't think they are. I don't think they are. And I think that's because we're in this changing world. Okay, Spirit, where are we going to start? Okay, we're starting right in the middle. Oh, wow, Spirit, I love that. Okay, so we have, I'm really drawn in the readings, not all the time, but I've been really drawn to the numerology. And you've got a 1, a 5 and a 9. So we worked a 9 year in 2025. We're working a 1 year in 2026. And this 5 year, I'm looking at it as in the year of change. And there's a sense that in order for 2026 to almost work for you, there's a sense that you need to lean on what changed in 2025. Virgo had a similar message. There is a sense here that 2025 with this 9 of Pentacles in a very tangible way will show you in 2026 what needs to go, what needs to be released, where you need to pivot, what your mind's doing. Because there's a sense here with this Ace of Swords. There's some clarity that wants to come through to you. And it's interesting how, you know, the swords are kind of looking at each other. This 5 of Swords knows. This 5 of Swords is very much pick your battles. You know, sometimes it's worth fighting for something. Sometimes it isn't. And look at who you're fighting with. Are they even in an energy where they can respond, or are they just going to react? Are they in a position where they can understand where you're coming from? Are they in a position where they're on the same wavelength? If they're not, there's no point, because your words will be lost on ears that cannot hear. And it's not because they're stubborn or because they don't want to, though sometimes that is the case, but it's because they're not there yet. That's not their understanding. And this plays out for you as well, Libra. You know, this 9 of Pentacles is my individual card. It's my independence card. So this is also asking you what you aren't prepared to look at. She's not looking at this Ace of Swords. And she's like, well, look at this. I've got 9 Pentacles. I'm very comfortable. I've been abundant and I've been prosperous and I'm feeling good. Why? Why look at this? And you know, Libra, that's a really good message, because (2026) asks something new of us. So if we continue to do things exactly like we did in 2025, then they're not going to work in 2026. So even if we had great success in 2025, we still need to take that moment to go, okay then, that was great. I learnt so much. I received a lot. Okay, how now do I build on that? How now do I grow on that? Is there still some letting go, some change coming in that I need to pay attention to? Because this wants you to notice it. And your swords is your ideas, your downloads, your intellect. You know, it's the air element. So it's not tangible. And I think some of you might struggle with that, Libra, because like with so many pentacles in your reading, I feel that a lot of you are grounded in your reality. A lot of you have built things in your reality that have to date stood the test of time. And now you've been called to look at something different. You've got a different idea. You've got this download. You've got this hunch that's coming in. And there's almost a sense of this cannot be built on this. It's almost like this needs to be changed so this can be built. But this is tangible and this is not tangible. So you're almost saying to yourself, Libra, well, why would I do that to myself? It's almost this energy of better the devil you know. I know if I continue doing what I'm doing, I know what I'm going to get from it. This is too unknown. But if you close your eyes, if you come down within you, I love this card here, hidden heart. Uncover the treasures of your hidden heart. Okay, this has got you so far with an older version of you. But we're kind of all emerging different and anew. And this new doesn't operate like the old you. This new probably doesn't even want what the old you wanted. So 2026 does demand of us that we connect. We connect with this new version of ourselves and kind of ask ourselves, okay, you know, what ideas am I getting as this new version of me? Not this one. I'm just pausing, Libra, because I kind of want to pick up all these cards as well with this one. But I think I'm just going to point down to them as we go. And Spirit said we will come back to these ones. But let's stay on this energy. It's going to be difficult for you to do, Libra. And I think if you can accept that, if you can just go, you know what? I'm going to struggle a little bit with this. I'm going to need to constantly remind myself. Because this doesn't come really that naturally for me. You know, this calls me to let go of things that were quite heartfelt in the past and heart-driven in the past. But now there's this hidden aspect of my soul, my heart, that is kind of going, hello. Hello, Libra. It is wanting you to look at it. And this Five of Pentacles here in your reading is to say some of you might get a little bit stubborn with this Four of Pentacles. Some of you might just kind of go around in circles and kind of go, yeah, I can see this, but maybe I might just, just keep going the way I'm going. But you might even twist this to kind of suit, you know, this is where your thoughts don't match up your words. You know, maybe your thoughts don't match your actions. You know, there's a funny message, Libra, but I'm kind of getting, you know, when we try to bargain with the universe and we're like, yeah, I know I'm being called to do this, but you know, what about, can we just do that? You know, I'm still leaning into this, you know, and Spirit's going, no, sorry, Libra. No, nope. And it's going to take you a few goes, and that's okay. Because I feel this starts in January. You've got two aces, okay? And I think Spirit made me start here, not here, because it wanted us to get to this Ace of Swords before we discuss this Ace of Pentacles. But because you've got these ones, I feel very much that this is talking about your whole year. January is a 1 year. January is a 1 month. So it's a glimpse, I feel, into this 1 year. And it's important. It's going to show us a lot. It's going to guide us a lot as to how to better engage with 2026. Because I think we need to remember that, you know, these last few years has changed us. We are not, like me, I'm not the Crystal I was in 2021 or 2022 or 2023 or 2024 or 2025. You know, and you've got, you know, a couple of 5s, and I feel like for some of you this is going back to 2020. Yeah, definitely 2020 or 2021. You look back and you look back at every year, and even if you can't see it in your outer world, close your eyes, focus within, and you'll be like, oh my God, I'm nothing like I was. And there's almost going to be like this sense of, I didn't even notice. And for some of you, you did notice. Of course, you noticed the changes were so profound that we can't have not noticed. But the depth of it and how much you might have changed, I don't think you would have really noticed. Because you're going to be doing things very differently. So let's go back to the start of your reading. We've got the 6 of Pentacles and we've got the 4 of Pentacles. You know, this 6 of Pentacles tells me that there was a lot of balance in your life. There was a lot of, you know, receiving and giving, you know, that putting out into the world and then waiting to see what comes back to you. There's a lot of alignment with this card. But I'm feeling that somewhere along the line, because this alignment was so spot on, this alignment was like you were aligned and you felt it. But we don't come into alignment and then we're aligned forevermore. You know, I don't know anything about cars. I'm not a car person at all. But Spirit's given me the message of, and the analogy of a car. You know, when we change our tyres on our car, we do a wheel alignment. Now, we don't do one wheel alignment and go, that's it. That this car is aligned for the rest of its life until it goes on the scrap heap. No, because life, you know, going over bumps and potholes, you know, breaks that alignment. Our experiences through life shape our alignment, and it breaks our alignment. So we're always navigating life to come back into alignment. And the 4 of Pentacles is telling me, Libra, that somewhere along the line you were like, this is my alignment and this is how I'm staying. And so the experiences that life has been bringing you, you're course correcting back to the trying to find that alignment before those experiences, whereas those experiences are trying to come in, so you recalibrate, you realign, you go, oh, okay, then I've been moved over this way a little bit, I need to realign. We realign with our present dreams and inspirations. We realign with where we are in the world and in our life right now. And there's been some stubbornness here. There's been this energy of, No, that alignment felt so good, and of course it did. It always does. And you're trying to hold on to it at all costs, or you keep trying to come back to it. But this is a 4 and this is a 6. So our alignment moves so far beyond this 4 of Pentacles. This 4 of Pentacles cannot hold the 6. So where are the other 2 Pentacles? They're not there. So in this energy, you can never come into alignment because that alignment has gone. This alignment always sits in the future. In the, thank you, Spirit, that's not quite correct. It sits in the present moment, and it's a forever evolving. So our present moment alignment is not going to be our future our future alignment, you know, as we process, as we move through life. But because this 6 of Pentacles is before the 4, this is telling me that you are trying to keep the alignment from the past. And Spirit's saying you can't. Because what's happened in the meantime, and this is why you need to close your eyes, just almost tune out from the outer world and what you're seeing. Because it's almost like the perspective of what how you're viewing it isn't correct. Almost because you're viewing it from an energy of lack with this 5 of Cups, 3 of Swords. Because since this previous alignment, you've received Ace of Pentacles. A gift from the universe a gift from the universe that is very tangible. It's a seed that you plant and you can literally watch it grow. But this seed, this Ace of Pentacles, grows and builds on this past alignment. You reach this past alignment, this Ace of Pentacles came in, and now you've got the 7 of Pentacles. 7 of Pentacles is asking you to, okay, I need to pause. I have grown all this. Now what do I do? Do I keep growing that? Is it still in alignment? Are the conditions still the same for me to continue growing this? You know, we might get a really abundant harvest of tomatoes in the summertime. Now, if we stay in this 4 of Pentacles energy, the tomato bushes will serve their time. They'll start to die off. Winter's coming, autumn's coming, winter's coming. And we're going, tomatoes did so well, I'm planting them again. And then we wonder why they're miserable. They don't grow. We beat ourselves up because it's like, oh, I got such a good harvest and now I haven't grown a single tomato. The plants die. I keep replacing them and they keep dying. They wilt. They're not happy. Something wrong with me. No, there's nothing wrong with you, Libra. It's just that the environment has changed. The situation has changed. Tomatoes grow in spring, summer. Well, we plant them in spring and they grow in summer. Depending on your climate, a little bit in autumn, but you know, unless you've got like a greenhouse, a tomato's not going to grow outdoors in winter. So you're not doing anything wrong. Well, Spirit's kind of going, well, you are doing in the wrong, but you're not wrong. There's nothing wrong with you. It's just what you're trying to do doesn't match the environment anymore. doesn't match the situation anymore. So, okay, we've been talking about gardens. Spirit's given me a good example of this. You have a partner that's just said to you, this isn't working for me anymore, I'm going. And you're like, no, no, no. I'm going to work harder and harder and harder. But this Seven of Pentacles doesn't ask us to work harder. It asks us to pause. You've been working. You know, this Seven of Pentacles asks us to be very honest. Are we trying to build something up that just isn't there anymore? But you're not starting from scratch, because you've got the Six of Pentacles to the Seven of Pentacles. But it needs to be different. This Ace of Pentacles is coming in and it's going, yep, great success with this Six of Pentacles. But now, this has come in. And this is not holding on to things at all costs. Not at all costs. You know, and there is a little bit of pain in that. There is a little bit of pain in that. But oh, Spirit's just made me realize, look at this. Look at these fives on either side of the 9. If you have any doubts that 2025 created change or turned you into the one that could create change, here it is. Fives is all about change. And you've got 2025 with this 9 years smack bang in the middle of it. Change. And that will change the way that you feel about the world, about yourself. Because you can see everything with love, this Two of Cups, or you can see everything with pain. This is distorted. This is real. Because I have the feeling that the pain is for the past, which no longer exists. This Two of Cups is your present moment, moving into your future. It's not to say you'll never have pain again, of course. It's part of our experiences of life. But there's a sense here, Libra, that, you know, you get to choose. And I mentioned Virgo before. Their reading was a lot about you get to choose what energy you do things in 2026, in January. And it's normal for us to pivot, for us to, you know, go from one to the other as we navigate. That's how we find our alignment, balance. You know, too much of this and we're unhappy. Too much of this and, you know, are we sinking into illusion? Is the world really like that? Because with this card here, you are being asked to close your eyes to the world and open up. What are your thoughts saying? What are your words saying? What are other people's words saying? You can't hold on to things at all costs, because it will cost you. And that's not what 2026 is about. The more we can bring love into 2026, love for just what is, love for where we find ourselves, even if it's not great, love for ourselves when we make mistakes, learn from past mistakes, but that's even as we make them. we're going to have a very different impression of 2026. And I think a lot of us will be, you know, come the end of 2026, a lot of us will feel like, wow, that was a year. Wow. And others will be like, holy crap, so glad 2026 is finished. And I don't think if we could really sit with a really unbiased mind, we would realize that it wasn't brilliant for one person and totally devastating for another. It was a lot of our perspective on it. Because, you know, if we go back to, I'm not saying this is how it's going to play out for Libra, this is a general reading, but the analogy that Spirit gave us with, you know, a partner wanting to leave and you wanting to hold on at all costs. And, you know, if that's the case, you know, if you embrace this love and this honesty about what is, and allow things to change, to evolve as they need to, you can have two people that their partners left them. One person is still going to feel the pain and maybe loneliness and all the emotions that come with that. But they're going to be like, wow, do you know what? I'm starting to see all the ways that this relationship didn't help me. It didn't nurture me. It was very one way on the surface and a different way deep down. I'm so grateful that it's gone, it's moved away, even though that, you know, there's pain there because I love this person. But you can see the blessing in it. And then you'll have another person that cannot see the blessing in it. And they will just see the pain and the abandonment and the you know, there'll be a bit of blame. They'll blame that this person has, you know, completely ended the life that they knew and had built so solidly. But Spirit's saying here, and Spirit keeps coming back to this, Libra, things need to change and evolve in order for us to build things even more stable. You know, sometimes we need to let that partner go. We need to let that job go. We need to let that dream go. We need to let that certain lifestyle go, or the habits go, all the thought patterns go, so we can rebuild anew. And Libra, this is telling me that you can hold on all you want. This outcome is going to happen. It might take longer, but it will. And you will be so glad. Because almost when you let go and you allow life to happen, and that's not that you say yes to everything or you don't care, you do care. But you're also very, very honest. This Knight of Pentacles, I see him as very honest. Standing on a solid foundation that you could never get from here. I think a lot for you, Libra, you know, we're still working the snake year. And I believe it was an earth snake year, 2025. We're still working that until the 17th of February before this fire horse comes in. And I feel for some of you, the fire horse is going to be the catalyst. And that's when, if you haven't let go, life will come in and take. And so there will be that letting go. And for some of you, I feel January and into early February, you'll be doing this shedding. But the universe is going to help you because you've got this death card, this major arcana, which is how spirit co-creates with us. So spirit will help you let go what you need to let go. Either things will leave you or you will leave things, but allow that shedding to continue to happen for you to find a surer footing. This is fear-based. This is not. This is sure footing, not because you're in control, but because you're where you need to be. Because there's this sense that as you uncover the hidden treasures of your heart, a rich bounty awaits. And I think that's what you're fearful of. If you let go of this, you're letting go of a legacy. You're letting go of a bounty that you've built. You're letting go of a whole life that you created for yourself that you imagined wouldn't never end. But, oh, excuse me, Libra. There are mistakes in all our past. You know, there are things we might not even be proud of. There are things that we think, oh, you know, badly done, but done just the same. So beating ourselves up about that is not going to help. But when we learn from the mistakes and we extract the wisdom behind those mistakes, we grow into greater wholeness. And I think for your reading, Libra, I think that's the whole thing, is let go to grow into greater wholeness. Let go to become the person you need to be in this moment. Because that's where the bounty is. That's where the treasures are. That's where this hidden aspect of yourself, these hidden goals, these hidden dreams, this hidden soul journey awaits you. That's where it is. It's not here. It's not in the past, though the past will lead you there. And you know, this is a 19, back to another 1. You've got a lot of 1s in your reading. You know, and this is telling me that the bounty is ahead of you, not behind you. And I think through all 2026, as you release and let go and allow things to change, and you allow yourself to pivot, allow yourself to be less rigid, there's so much love that comes in. And this can be from others, so much love of self, so much love of what you're doing, so much love of the way life is changing. Thank you, Spirit. I was going to read those two together, and Spirit said, no, actually, they're better apart. And this helps you value your uniqueness. I love this. The world awaits you. The world awaits you. And this is that alignment. It's not your alignment of, the years before. Your uniqueness comes in this moment. Your uniqueness is about where your alignment is today, who you are today, Libra. And I feel like the bounty awaits because the world's waiting for you. Not this version of you. This version of you. The one that is in existence now. Not the one that you're frantically trying to hold on to. And I, want to draw your eyes. I think this looks a bit purple maybe in the camera, in the video. But this card's quite blue. And this, it draws me back to your throat chakra. I'm being called to, say, you're an air sign. Our throat chakra is ruled by Mercury. It's an air, it's a communication. It's almost like let the winds take you. And I know you're an earth sign and you're not comfortable with that. You'd rather have your feet planted firmly on the ground, but 2026 is going to be a year, the more you can embrace that air energy, the more you'll be grounded, not in a stuck way, but in a very growing foundational way. And I find this card really interesting in your reading, Libra. It says, use your anger, inner fire sparks outer action. And I feel your frustration. And for some of you that can turn into anger. But I feel your frustration. Use that. Not in a, like I was saying in the Virgo reading, and please go and listen to that one because I keep referring back to it. Not in a fireball way where you're throwing these fireballs that kind of like, you know, bit hit and miss, and they destroy things that you didn't want to actually destroy, and the thing that really needed to be let go of and destroyed is still standing. So this is mindful. But that fire energy is useful. That fire energy gets you unstuck. And I think that's what you need, Libra. You need to become unstuck. You know, this inner fire sparks outer action. This inner spark is also that spark that's going, hello, Libra. Look at who you have become. Oh my goodness. And I think when you tap into that, Libra, you're going to be, and I think that's why it says learn from your past mistakes, because some of you might go, oh my gosh, why? Why was I so fixated on this, which was a nothing, when I could be the king? This is grounded, this is stuck. Beautiful. Gosh, Libra, say yes to 2026 and everything that it wants to bring you. And first, it's going to bring you change. Embrace it as much as you can, however you can. Even with that other card that had its eyes closed, even if you have to kind of go, I'm just going to shut my eyes. You're on the roller coaster, Libra. Okay, you can't get it started. You can't get off until it stops. So wishing you never got on is kind of pointless. Now just shut your eyes and allow yourself to be taken. Yell and scream if you have to. You know, be afraid. It's okay. But, you know, you're going to feel the wind through your hair. You're going to feel yourself get unstuck, and that in itself is going to feel beautiful. Look at her beautiful face. This is how you're going to feel during this journey. Libra, you're going to kind of go, oh, what's going to come out? This is kind of exciting. She's got her eyes closed again. You're going to be like, oh. But there, you know, I look at her floating on some water. There will be moments of peace. There will be moments where the roller coaster levels out and you'll be able to sort of catch your breath and go, holy moly, that was a ride. But gosh, am I in a better place? I think I am. Look at this peace. And I feel like she's pointing and going, just go. Just go for it, Libra. Let the wind take you. You know, there's something fabulous about, you know, wearing a dress when you walk along the beach, and it just, the wind picks it up and moves it, and it's this beautiful energy. Same when the wind goes through your hair, through your clothes, through your fingertips. There's a sense of freedom and awe in that. Look how happy you are. Okay, let's read these messages. Lie in the sun and feel warmth in your heart. What does the goddess of the sun ask of you? You know, this pentacle is like the sun. What is it asking of you? Explore life and create your own experiences. Let go of being normal. I love that, because you know you are asked to value your uniqueness. That's what the world is waiting for you. The world is not waiting for an average. You know, this is average because this is, or this was a normal. And this was a uniqueness in the past, but now it's just become average and normal because it needs to be let go of. You need to move. Anytime you're feeling rigid or you're thinking, no, I'm going to do it this way, just remind yourself, I need to be in movement. Oh, wow, Libra. I'm going to leave you with those messages, my friends. Take very good care of yourself. Have a beautiful month, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.